Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, actually proposed a law, and this was around 360 BC. Now, the law was termed the law of cause and effect, because what he said was that for every cause, for every effect that we see around us, there is a cause. There is nothing that has no cause. That is to say, whenever you see an effect, there is always a cause for that effect. So, but when he proposed the law, he experienced criticism. People were not welcoming. There was no homeostatic acceptance for the law. But he kept on preaching it. Aristotle was one of those people that actually trained Alexander the Great, the great Greek emperor. So he kept on preaching it, that for every cause that we see around us, there is actually an effect. Now, what does this have to do with our discussion today? Today, I'm going to take us on a journey into the attributes of the law of cause and effect. But first, before we do that, let me share a story with us. So this friend of mine came to me, walking to me, a female friend. She was all whining, she was all complaining, she was tired, she was moping, literally. And when she came to me, I knew that, okay, fine, there is a problem here, right? So I gave her the listening ear. What she came to me to tell me was that she had actually broken up with her fiancé that was footing all the bills for her, that was paying the rent, that was taking care of her accommodation, her feeding, everything about her. He wasn't married to her. He had actually proposed to her, but for some reason, she feels he's not up to who she wants to settle down with. But I tried telling her that it doesn't work that way, that this guy really loves you. He's been telling you, he's been giving you love, he's been showering you with care, with understanding, he's been giving you attention. So why not just settle down with her? Now back to my story, right? He had broken up with her. She had left her parents. Now she's all whining, complaining, and her reason for breaking up was that she got into an argument with him, and she said he is not doing enough. He's not doing enough. He's paying your bills. He's literally taking control of everything about you. Like, without him, you can't survive, and you tell me he's not doing enough, and he's not even demanding of anything from you. I was pissed off, but then I had to calm myself down. And I told her what I'll be telling us in the process of this section today. The principles I'm about to give us today are the exact prescriptions I actually gave her. They are intrinsical. They are inextricable, because if we are going to have functional relationships that actually work, these principles are intrinsical. They are inherent. They are to utilize maximally. So what are these principles? For every effect that we see, there is a cause. For every effect, there is a cause. For every effect you're seeing in your relationships, for every effect you're seeing in your life, for every effect you're seeing in your family, there is a cause. Now, what happens is that if you don't like the effect, what you do is change the cause. You just need to stop whining, stop complaining, and attack the cause and change it. That's it. So she was whining. She didn't know what to do. I told her that this breakup was because of a cause. And I gave her sets of principles that if she had applied, and I advised her immediately to go into application of those principles, which she did, that her relationship was going to be smooth, be enjoyable. Now, what are these laws I gave her, these principles I gave her? The first is that nobody likes a parasite. We as human beings actually kill other organisms that are parasitic to us. Nobody wants a parasite around him or her. So I told her that if you want your relationship to work, you need to stop being a parasite. You need to stop being the taker. Now, in simple terms, I told her to practice what I term mutually beneficial relationship. mutually beneficial. This is simple. It's really common sense. If you are not contributing to a relationship, you are a parasite sucking from somebody's timidity. And this is wrong. There has to be a balance between your contribution and your expectation from a relationship. Whatever relationship you are getting anything from, you need to make it an obligation on yourself to contribute. You can't be expecting things and not contributing anything. It doesn't make sense. Even if you don't have something substantial in terms of finances or material resources, contribute gratitude. Please be grateful. Many people are not grateful. So you do something for them and they are so reluctant to even say thank you. It doesn't work that way. Nobody will keep on engaging or finding himself in such a relationship. People will look for a way to loop. It doesn't work that way. So in any relationship you find yourself, you need to be intentional. If you are getting something, get something out of it. It's a simple law. I thank God she took it from me and she actually went back to the guy, and yeah, they are married today happily. These are simple laws. Contribution, expectation. You need to balance that. If you're contributing less, stop expecting a tremendous amount of something you know you are not being worthy of receiving. It doesn't work that way. So practice mutually beneficial relationship. Ladies, please do this. Practice mutually beneficial relationship. Don't always expect the guys to always be doing everything. It doesn't work. They're going to look down on you. They're going to actually not value you. You need to bring something to the table. If you don't have something substantial, be grateful for what you're getting. Be grateful. And if you can get something substantial that you can contribute, do it. Financially, do it. Materially, do it. Psychologically, in terms of advice, trying to shape mentality, do it. Bring it to the table. Let somebody has a value for you. Not always being parasitic. Please. Now, secondly, remember what I said earlier, for every cause there is an effect. Now, these are the rules, principles, laws that when you apply into your relationships, the causes, these principles being applied will give you an effect that is life enjoyable. Secondly, many people complain that people don't come around them. Why would somebody come around you? No. On a more serious note, why would somebody come around you? Give me a reason for that. Why would I want to come around you? People are just unbelievable. So they are expecting people to do everything. You want people to give you their attention. You want them to be the one calling you. You want them to be the one subscribing for you. You want them to be the one giving you money, and then you're not bringing anything to the table. It doesn't work that way. So practice mutually beneficial relationship. Secondly, you need to practice what I call forgiveness and tolerance. Many people are so unforgiving. Forgiveness is your ability to pardon a default. Tolerance is your ability to create a space for an occurrence of that default. Because imagine a talkative telling you, I'm sorry for talking, I won't talk again. What that person needs is not forgiveness. That person needs tolerance. So if you know this relationship is actually going to yield something substantial for me, and you need such a person around you, you tolerate. Thirdly, you need to practice what this law is I actually have a first-hand experience of it. You need to be kind. Kindness and hospitality. That's the third point. Kindness is your ability to be friendly, your ability to be considerate, and your ability to be hospitable is if you are not kind to people, believe me, people will run away from you. If you're not kind to people, many people, I don't just get, like, people are actually funny. So this lady has been all around. Like, there are children always calling you auntie. always calling you auntie. Some are even calling you mommy around your locality. What have you done for those children that warrants them calling you auntie? Nothing. You know they are struggling with their fees, you know their shoes are bad, you know their clothes are torn, and you can't even offer, even if you can't do much, little things matter. So you've seen such children struggling with fees, shoes. You can just take out your time, go for a little bit of shopping for them. Just buy something and give them and say, okay, mom, or go to their mom and say, okay, fine, I actually want to pay for the fees of these children. How much is it? She says 10,000 naira, 10,000 naira. Okay, I can actually, you have 5 children, I can do 2 or 3. You pay for it. Everybody will appreciate you. That's kindness. But people are so selfish. All they think about is themselves. They never think of the second person. It doesn't work that way. In your relationships, you need to be kind. You need to be kind to people. Hospitality is your intrinsic ability to see that people are happy. Remember the third principle we're discussing right now is actually hospitality and kindness. And kindness is your ability to be friendly, your ability to be considerate. Hospitality is your intrinsic ability to see or want that people are happy. It's intrinsic, it's inherent. You can't fake it. Many people, all they want is themselves to be happy. Once they are happy, they don't give a damn about any other person. They don't care what any other person is passing through. So you need to be hospitable, to see that people are happy and welcome when they come around you. Some people, you come around them, they are always moody, they are always moping, they are always frowning. A friend of mine actually shared this story with me. So she had gotten out of school. She now has, she had served. She went job hunting. So she got into this company, and then she saw an old-time friend of hers who had actually, of course, they were in school together, and now they are all graduates. So she went into this company seeking for a job. She saw this lady cleaning the floor, literally. What happened is that she saw a spot in the floor, and then she saw that there was a mopper close, and she took it and cleaned the floor. After supposed they were supposed to exchange pleasantries, right? So no, that didn't happen. She literally belittled him. I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, you're an honorary cleaner. You're an honorary cleaner here. Come on, I can't do anything with you. I can't have anything to do with you. So that's where they parted. They parted that way. So she went this way. The lady she met went this way. She went to the reception to wait for the lady, and then this way, the lady actually had gone into the office that she was going to seek for employment. Guess what happened? According to her, she said she opened the door, and then immediately she saw the lady, she went back like this. She immediately saw her, and she knew, dude, I messed up. I mean, the way, picture how rude she was outside. She didn't show kindness. Even if you met her there as a cleaner, an old-time friend, come on. I mean, what's there? Just to say, fine, it's been a long time. Oh, I actually studied here, I actually served here. Just chat up. But no, she belittled her, abased her, and left. Not wanting. She was literally snubbing her. Not wanting to do anything or have anything to do with her. She went in, and then the funniest part is, actually, when she was around about going out, the lady called her back, and she actually pardoned her. She was qualified for the job, she got the job because she was pardoned. Her case is an exception. Yours might not be like that. I mean, you can literally close the door to your opportunity with your unkindness to people. So be kind to people, please. Be kind to people. Be hospitable. Make sure you also want others to be happy. Make sure you always want others to be happy also, not only yourself. I mean, what would the world be if you are the only happy person around? Does that even make sense to you? That you're the only person enjoying, you're the only person having all the financial abundance, you're the only person taking a good ride, you're the only person having good food to eat. Would you want to be in such a world? Please be hospitable to people. Make sure that you always want others to also be happy. Fourthly, I just can't see myself in a state of complacency, being satisfied with little. It doesn't work that way. In all relationships, you need to be the person who intentionally avoids evil speaking about others. You need to avoid speaking ill about others. Now, what happens is, if you speak ill about me today to somebody, and then the person comes around somebody else, he's actually going to tell that person that you spoke ill about me. The word is going to spread. It goes like that. It goes like that. So you need to intentionally make sure you speak ill about nobody, be it your friends, be it your family, nobody. Speak ill about nobody. Avoid gossip. Many people just like talking about other people. It was Dr. Miles Monroe that said that failures talk about people. Mediocres talk about things. Successful people talk about ideas. So failures talk about people, mediocres talk about things, and successful people talk about ideas. All they want, all they are occupied with is their ideas, how they are going to better the world. So stop talking about people, because as far as you're talking about people, you are a failure. Please, thank you. Gossip is destructive. You don't need to talk about people. You have a future to pursue. Avoid friends that all they come around you to do is talk about others and waste your time. It just makes sense that way. Now, fifthly, and this is the base, this is literally the epic point of our discourse today. If you understand what I'm about to tell you right now, any relationship you engage into, any relationship you practice, any relationship you are in, be it your relationship with your family, be it your relationship with your boss, your relationship with your business partners, is always going to be successful. Now, what's this point I want to break? It's called gratitude. Gratitude. Be grateful to people, please. Be grateful. I know I've said, I've talked about mutually beneficial relationships. I've talked about forgiveness and tolerance and forbearance. That's the word I was looking for earlier. Forgiveness, forbearance, tolerance. I've talked about some of all these other points, but please be grateful to people. If somebody does something for you, say thank you. It costs nothing. Nothing. Be grateful. Somebody helps you out with something, say thank you. Even if you paid for it, please say thank you. It takes nothing from you. It shows humility. So that's the fifth point. Ladies and gentlemen, there are two golden rules in life. The first is do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The second is never forget the first. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and never you forget that. That's it. Period. That's the whole, this conclusion I method from studying all forms of beliefs, religion, metaphysics, philosophy, psychology, everything. All of them based down to this singular law. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And secondly, never you forget that. Period. Those are the two golden rules in life. I repeat, the two golden rules in life are, firstly, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Secondly, never you forget the first law. Period. So whatever you know that you won't have somebody do it to you, don't do it to anybody. It's really common sense, right? Common sense. Be hospitable to people. Be welcoming. Be approachable. Many people, all they do is mope. People, you need to acculturate people into your beliefs. And the only way you can acculturate them is if you actually bring them close to you. Bring them close to you. Now you drive everybody far away from you and you are complaining that they are being complacent, they are being useless, they are not being useful, they are not changing, they are not resolving, they are not... Come on. You can actually do anything you want. I've said this before, that in life all things are permissible, but not all things are beneficial. Imagine a friend of mine actually came to me, and here's the statement she made. So she literally is a loner. She's always in solitude. She's always isolated. I don't even know. Fine, okay, we got to be friends eventually. But she's always driving people away from her. She doesn't just want anybody up around her. And guess what she said to me one day that got me pissed off? She said, "All I need is God." Okay, actually, I was literally pissed off. All you need is God. All you need is God on earth. The earth is inhabited by people, men, women, boys, girls, and ladies and gentlemen, you tell me all you need is God. It doesn't work. Even God needs men. He said it. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you're an Hindu, you practice Buddhism, any form of religion at all. God himself says he seeks for men. And all you're telling me now is that you need only God. Whatever God doesn't want for me, it doesn't come my way. God, I was really pissed off that day, honestly. So you need to value people, value relationships, value people. Make sure that people are welcomed around you. You need people, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you need people. You need men around you. It said that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. You want to go fast, please go alone. But believe me, you can't get far because it takes people to encourage you. You're going to get to a place where you are literally stranded. That, let me ask us this question as an individual right now, as a person, as a human. Is there anybody in your life that you can actually pick up your phone and dial his or her number, whatever time, and you need such a person's help, and the person is actually willing to offer you help? Is there somebody like that in your life? Not because you're going to pay back, but because he or she will say to himself, this person is my friend, I need to help him. Is there somebody like that in your life right now? Now, if you don't have such a person in your life is in ICU. Literally, it's in ICU and you need to fix it up. Because you're going to get into states where you need people. You're going to get into positions where you actually need help. Stop. Some of us, our lives right now are in a chaotic state. It's in a tumultuous state. You need help. You need help. Now, I'm not here to criticize. I'm not here to pass on blame. I'm actually bringing solution to what you might have experienced to those causes that are actually the result of the failures you have been having in your relationships. That's what I'm proposing solutions to. Practice this. Just to wrap it up, be kind to people, be hospitable. Firstly, the first principle is vital, is important. It's the basics of all sanity, literally. You need to practice mutually beneficial relationships. Make sure that in your relationship there is a healthy balance between your contribution and your expectation. If you are expecting something, make sure you are inputting more. You are contributing more. So practice a healthy balance between contribution and expectation. That is to say, practice mutually beneficial relationship. Secondly, you need to be hospitable and kind. Thirdly, you need to practice forgiveness and forbearance, tolerance. Forgiveness, as I've said earlier, is to pardon a default. Forbearance is to create an accommodative atmosphere for the intrinsic nature of men to always default. Accommodate it. Nobody is perfect. You yourself are not perfect. There are going to be a cycle of people in which you can't function maximally. It's common sense. So practice forgiveness, forbearance, tolerance is another word for that. As I've said earlier, be kind and hospitable. Be grateful. Practice gratitude. Be grateful whenever somebody does something for you. Say thank you. Open your mouth and please say thank you. It won't take anything from you. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the stranger's secret with you, will you? Remember what I said, that there are 2 golden rules in life. The first is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The second, never forget the first rule. We'd like to thank you specially for joining us on today's pathfinding session, and we hope to see you on the next session, because we promise it's going to be illuminating, life-changing, life-impacting, life-transforming. And I'd like you to like, subscribe, share on this. If you have something resonating in your mind, you can comment below so others can partake from your experience.